Hi, and welcome to our showroom in Shanghai. In this presentation, I will introduce our meeting room booking solution developed by Onen under the brand name Reserva. I have here a demo unit that we will use during this presentation, so you can see directly how to operate on the screen. We are now all facing the challenge to better manage our meeting rooms. Travel restrictions are likely to last and impact the way we work and collaborate as a team. Meeting rooms with VC or just smaller room where we can isolate one or a few persons to enter in a call or conference with our own devices are now, even more than before, in high demand. Onen has over the past few years developed a meeting room booking solution that we branded Reserva, the product name Reserva Edge that you see here on the picture, and is becoming very popular on the market. The key features you expect here are to allow you to make the booking for your room, to show this booking status on the display with a LED light showing green or red, and giving you the content on the screen of the current meeting and the next meetings in the planning. You also want to use these displays to access your global pool of meeting rooms. So I can use this display to make a booking for now or for later in that very room where I'm standing or in another room in my network. Globally, what you want to achieve is to optimize the usage of meeting rooms. And one key thing here is to avoid the no-show. People are booking the room, but not showing up. The room is supposed to be available, but it looks like busy. You don't dare to use it. If you can release this room, you have more availability for everyone. You also want to have a system that allows people to report IT appliances failure. If I am in the morning using this meeting room and I notice that the VC is defective, it's good that I can inform everyone having a meeting in that very same room in the afternoon that I experience this problem, so they can make the decision to change their plan. Reserva solution will let you link to the rooms that you have already created in your platform. You might be using Office 365, Microsoft Exchange, Google Calendar. We will just use this platform. We will not ask you to create a proprietary calendar. So this makes it very easy to install and very fast. You are just adding on your existing solution. It means also for your team, it's something very straightforward. They may not even notice the difference. They will still make the booking as they used to, and they will just have the additional advantage to see this information on the display. They just need to understand how to use the display to make the booking on the screen. Very straightforward. Connection of your Reserva Edge is simple. You have three choices. You can use the power supply, and you will use the Wi-Fi for your connectivity to your network, or the power supply and LAN cable if you have a wired network. If your network is PoE plus enabled, you can just use that Ethernet cable for all the connectivity, network and power. The Reserva sign comes with a metal bracket that you will install on the wall or on a glass wall with double-sided tape. At the back of the device, you can see the guide for your cable. Connection here, your cable can go from the bottom or can go from the top, left or right. Once you are set up, ready to use. Very intuitive. When the screen is green, the room is free. When the screen is red, occupied. On the screen itself, you can book a meeting in that room. You can access a calendar view, so you can book a meeting in that room, not for today, but for later. And you can shorten or extend the meeting. You can end the meeting. And you can also find a free room. From that screen, you can access all your pool of available rooms in your organization. So you can make a booking from that screen for now or for later in another room. Let's leave this presentation for a while so you can see on a device how it works. My room is available till 5 p.m. The screen is green. I can make a booking here. I access this booking page. I select the duration of a meeting I want, 15 minutes, and I book. Now my room is booked for the next 15 minutes. The screen turns red. I want to use this screen to book another room. I use this search a room function. I select the room available. I can here set the duration of my meeting if I want the meeting for now, or I can go to more options and I can access a page where I can also get a calendar to book for tomorrow or for another day. Then I book from this screen for the other room. My room is currently booked. I can go to the screen to adjust the time. I can reduce the time or I can extend the time of my meeting. And if I extend it, will verify that I'm not conflicting with the next meetings. I can also end my meeting. If I have to terminate earlier, then I can release the room for other people to use. Then the screen turns back to green. I intend to use this room and I notice that the screen is not working. I can report this issue. I have here the menu to report an issue in the room. I find the display and I can select the type of issue I'm experiencing. The connector has a problem, damaged connector. I can even put more comments here when I report. It will show this error on the screen. At the same time, it will also inform the IT maintenance team of this issue, and it will also inform the people having a booking in that same room in the next hours or later this afternoon, so that they are aware of this reported issue. One key issue in optimizing the usage of meeting room is to handle the no-show. There will be always people making a booking for a room, but not showing up because they change their plan. But the room will still appear as booked. To allow these rooms to be released, Reserva offers you for each of a room to have a possibility to activate the request for check-in. It means that anyone booking in this room will need to check in by pressing the confirm button at the time when the meeting is to start. If they do so, the meeting will start and the sign will turn to red. It will confirm in the schedule that slot of time. If they fail to confirm, then after a certain time that you can set, let's say 10, 15 minutes, the system will automatically consider this is a no-show and the room will be released. The booking will be cancelled, and it means that room will become available again for other people to use. On the screen, it will be green, and also in the platform 365 or Microsoft Exchange Google Calendar. For each of the device, you can make the decision whether you want to protect with authentication of the operator through identification process. This can be with an ID and a password or using NFC card. All the devices come with an embedded NFC reader. So you can straight away use your NFC card, probably the one you are using for your access control to your offices. When you do so, only attendees to a meeting will be allowed to check in or to modify that meeting, including ending or changing the time of a meeting. The HTML page showing on the screen is available in different languages, such as Simplified Chinese here. The messages on status, time, dates, and the on-screen menu that will appear as you proceed will be translated. Of course, you still see here some English remaining text on the picture on the right, such as the name of a meeting room 1, or the title of the meetings. This is because these texts have been input in your 365 Microsoft Exchange or Google Calendar. If you input there in Chinese, then they will show here in Chinese. Similarly, here in traditional Chinese, Japanese, in Arabic, in Russian, in Spanish, and so on. You have also German, French, Italian, Polish, Danish, Swedish available. And you can select more than one, and they will show one after the other. The Reserva sign is also a digital signage. It is like an NTB running on Linux, and it will connect to your one-LAN CMS. So you can create layout of content, including picture, video, HTML, beside the HTML content for your room booking information. It will allow you to put on this screen different type of content, corporate information, information for your visitors and team using the latest equipment in your room, corporate messages. Our customers are always very happy to have the possibility to use this display for multi-purpose. Reserva is part of one-LAN solution, so it can connect to the one-LAN digital signage. You will have a possibility to use an NTB to connect to a screen, probably a larger size screen, and run on that NTB HTML content that will give you a Reserva summary page. Instead of showing the information for just a single room, it will show you the information for a pool of rooms, maybe all of your rooms, or the room in that building, or the room in that floor. You will get a table with the information of the time, the meeting title and organizer, and the information of the room. You can put this as a full screen, or since it is running on an NTB, it can be one zone in a multi-zone arrangement. One recent addition to the Reserva solution is the Reserva Analytics. The purpose is to collect and consolidate information related to the usage of your meeting room, by user, by the time. So you can generate graphs and statistics that will help you to understand the situation and the trends in the usage of your meeting rooms. From there, you will have a visibility to decide on some changes, asking for improvement in the behaviors within your organization. And you will be able to measure over time the impact of these improvements. This first section of the Reserva Analytics will give you the information based on the room utilization. Which room is booked the most or the less? How the spread of usage of the rooms over a day or over a year? And which is the room which is experiencing most of the no-show. Looking at this information may help you to understand that some rooms are not used because maybe your team are not very familiar that there is a room in the second floor or in the third floor. People may also not really understand that by always getting booking at 3 p.m., they are just adding to a very busy period. But if they change for some of the meeting to 5 p.m., it will spread the utilization of room in a much more even way. These graphs can show to the people what can be done. In this second section of the Reserva Analytics, you will get the information related to the user behavior. Which are the users who are booking the most of the list, and the usage of a meeting room that has been recovered from the management of a no-show. This will also include the list of these offenders, these guys who are making the booking and not showing up. You may want to go to them and say, you may try to be more considerate when you are making your booking. And the third part of Reserva Analytics relates to the resource faults. You remember on the Reserva sign, you can report failure that you notice in the meeting room on the IT equipment. So these are this information that will be consolidated here. You will have the counter, the total number of faults recorded over a certain period of time, and you will be able to see this by room, by resources, or even by reporter. How does it work? Reserva Analytics is a service which is deployed as part of the RCM, Reserva Connection Manager application. The data are automatically recorded. The only thing you need to do is get your laptop, get your browser, go to the website, and log in with your ID. You will get your dashboard. And this dashboard can be customized the way you want. You can filter the date as per the requirement you have. Can be per week, per month, per year, or for any specific time. You can also organize the rooms the way you want to show and analyze them. Can be analysis for a single room or all over your rooms, or you can also group the rooms. It may make sense to have a level like looking at all the room in the country, or maybe in one city, or in one building, or in one floor. You can also create some tags to attach to your room. So you can analyze as a group all your video conferencing room or your training rooms, your huddle spaces. I now go back to my laptop and show you the live Reserva Analytics dashboard. Here is the landing page as I log in my analytics account in my browser. You can see this is easy to navigate. You have a free section of dashboard on the left, and on the right, you have a selection tabs. By default, the dashboard will show based on the past month. We will come back on these tabs in a moment. In the user behavior section, I have here the first counter for the time released thanks to no-show management. This counter accumulates the time of room usage that has become available as a consequence of meeting booked, but not confirmed on the device, and therefore taken as no-show and automatically cancelled. This counter and its evolution over time can be useful for the management, as it can show return on the investment of a Reserva solution. For example, here, 500 hours of time released equal to about 3 meeting rooms full-time over the month. Below, you get the statistics by user. The management will gain knowledge in understanding who are the people using the meeting rooms the most often and for the longest duration. You get this information in the table on the left. You get the top 5, you click on the table, and you get the full list popping up. On the right side, the records of no-show by users. This will allow the management to talk to these people and remind them the rules and discuss the reasons why they have so many meetings that actually do not happen. This helps the management to understand and improve by talking to the team. In the room utilization section, again, you get tables giving you the top 5, and you can expand by clicking on the table to get the full list. When you have a large number of rooms, it is likely that some will be in high demand, while some others might be largely ignored or forgotten. Having this view will allow to understand and make communication to the team to better spread out usage of all the rooms. The graphs below give the usage over time. On the left is the graph of usage over the day as an average over a period, here the last month. The graph on the right is giving utilization of the rooms as a monthly average over the last 12 months. This allows to see seasonality and also to see the trend over the last months. This is especially useful when the management tries to improve the usage of meeting rooms. You can see here and measure how much progress you are making over the time. In the resource faults section, you have on the left the counter of the total number of faults reported over the period, here the last month. On the right side, you get a graph telling you in which room you experience these faults. Here you can see the meeting room number 2 had 2 faults. Below, you get the graphs telling you the type of faults by categories. Here you can see audio and Wi-Fi, 2 faults reported each, and 1 for whiteboard. In the right graph, you get the list of reporters, the people who have been reporting issues, and the number of issues they have reported over the period. The IT department might be interested in looking at this graph because they may know that some of the failures reported are actually not real failures on the appliance. Rather, they are resulting from the fact that the people do not know how to operate some equipments. So by having this list with the name of the people who report failures on some devices, they may know who are the people they need to approach and propose some more training on how to use equipment in the meeting rooms. Now going back to the selection tabs, I can select the period of time to be covered by the dashboards with some quick selection to choose from, or you can go to the custom range. So you can select the dates the way you want. You can select the rooms to be included either by manually ticking your selection in this list or using the groups that have been preset in your system, like the rooms in UK or in the USA or in the first floor of the headquarters in New York. Let's select USA, then apply. Another way to filter the rooms is to use the tags that you have set, like training rooms, conference rooms. For example, here, I can look at the conference rooms in the USA over this period of 2 months. Then all my 3 sections of dashboard will be related to this selection and this time period. Reserva Analytics works with the current generation of Reserva sign, obviously. The H10 that we have seen, the 15T, the 21T, which are bigger size. But in fact, it can also work with the older generation of Reserva, in case you have some in your network. And it can even work when you don't have Reserva sign at all. The only thing is that if you don't have a Reserva sign, obviously you will not have been able for those rooms to manage the no-show and the reporting of IT failures. So this part of information will be missing in your analytics diagrams. How to buy Reserva Analytics is just come as a license with a yearly fee for each of a room. So you can add more license, so you can increase more room. You can include more rooms in your analysis as you want. This means that you can start with analyzing just a few rooms, and you may decide to add more in the future. And as I was just saying, you can also include in your Reserva Analytics rooms where you don't have a Reserva sign yet. So it means you have also the option that you check the usage of your room by the Reserva Analytics, then it will just get the figure from your 365 Microsoft Exchange or Google Calendar, and you may identify which are the rooms that are highly used. And for this room, you may decide to buy a Reserva sign to put at the door. And we are also happy to offer a trial for new buyers of Reserva sign so that they can experience the Reserva Analytics. I will stop here for the introduction of Reserva and Reserva Analytics. Thank you very much for listening, and I am available for any question you may have at this point.